Myself Rajalakshmi S. Rai from Vidyalakshmi First Grade College, Savanur. Now I am taking Financial Accounting of 5 of 3rd year BCom under that valuation of shares. So this is the balance sheet. So I read the adjustment. On the above date, the tangible fixed assets were independently valued at rupees 3,50,000. So the fixed asset is valued at 3,50,000 and the goodwill is at 50,000. So it is the market value of the assets. So it is the market value of the assets. Then it is given the net profit of the previous 3 years were 1,03,200, 1,04,000 and 1,03,300. This is the 3 years average profit, 3 years profit. Next one is of which 20% was placed to general reserve. That means 20% should be transferred to general reserve. Out of this profit, we have to transfer 20% to general reserve. Then the fair return on investment in the industry in which this company is engaged may be taken at 18%. The fair return on investment is nothing but normal rate of return. So fair return on investment is nothing but normal rate of return. Then compute the value of shares under net asset method and yield method. So first we can calculate the value of shares under net asset method. So under net asset method, first step is we have to take into consideration market value of shares, market value of assets minus liabilities payable to the outsiders. Liabilities payable to the outsiders. So market value of the assets, it is here given fixed asset is valued at rupees 3,50,000. So we have to take into consideration the value of the asset given in the adjustment. Then goodwill is given. So goodwill is 50,000. Goodwill is 50,000. Once again see the balance sheet. Goodwill is over, fixed asset is over. Then current assets value is not given in the adjustment. That means current assets market value is equal to its book value. So market value kodidre book value anne market value ante assume ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So we have to take into consideration this value of the current asset. That is, so the value of current asset is 4 lakh. 4 lakh. So add the asset, we get 8 lakh. Out of this 8 lakh, we have to deduct the liabilities payable to outsiders. From this asset, we have to deduct the liabilities payable to outsiders. Under that, see the liability side, leave the capital, leave the reserve, leave the provisions and reserves and profit and loss account. Once again, don't take capital, that is share capital, profit and loss account and any reserves and provisions. So leave it. Next one is debentures. So we have to take into consideration debentures. It will be payable to the outsiders. Debenture amount is 1 lakh. Next one is current liabilities. Current liabilities 1,30,000. So the total outer column 2,30,000. So the amount is 5,70,000. 5,70,000. So this is the net assets available to shareholders. It is the net assets available to shareholders. So the first step, once again, the first step is we have to find out the net assets available to shareholders. How to find out the net assets available to shareholders? We have to take into consideration market value of assets. From that market value of assets, we have to deduct the liability payable to the outsiders. Then we get net assets available to the shareholders. Next, we can easily find out the intrinsic value of the shares. Intrinsic value of the shares. How to find out it? So the formula is net intrinsic value, net assets available to shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Number of equity shares. So here it is, net asset available is already calculated. We already calculated it. It is 5,70,000. 5,70,000. Next we have to see the number of equity shares. See the balance sheet. It is given equity shares of rupees 10 is 4 lakh. So see here, value is given 4 lakh. Face value is 10 rupees. So here number of shares is not given. In this problem number of shares is not given here. So we have to calculate the number of shares. So how to calculate the number of shares? Here value of the share is given. So equity shares of rupees 10 is 4 lakh. So the face value is 10 rupees. That means number of share is 40,000. Number of share is 40,000. So net assets available to shareholders we already calculated. It is 5,70,000 divided by number of equity shares. Here it is 40,000. 40,000. So we get 14 rupees 25 paisa. So under net asset method, the value of share is 14 rupees 25 paisa. Now we have to calculate the value of shares under yield method. So under yield method, first step is we have to calculate the profit available to shareholders. Profit available to shareholders. How to find out the profit available to shareholders? It is average profit. Average profit. So average profit is given here 1,03,200 plus 1,04,000 plus 1,03,300. So total there are 3 years. So divide by 3. Then you get the average profit. So the average profit we get 1,03,500. 1,03,500 is the average profit. Once again, the format is, from this average profit we have to deduct first tax and second one is reserve. In this problem tax is not given, so we have to deduct only the reserve. It is given transfer 20% to general reserve. So deduct general reserve 20% on 1,03,500. That is 20,700. 20,700. Then profit available to shareholder is 82,800. So 82,800 is the profit available to equity shareholders. So first step we have to find out the average profit available, profit minus tax minus reserve. Then we get profit available to shareholders. After this step, second step is we have to find out the ERR, that is expected rate of return. Expected rate of return is profit available to shareholders. Profit available to shareholders divide by paid up capital. Paid up capital into 100. Into 100. So profit available to shareholders, it is already calculated in the first step. It is 82,800. Paid up capital, see the paid up capital is 4 lakh. See the balance sheet, we get the paid up capital, it is 4 lakh into 100. Into 100. So expected rate of return is 20 rupees 70 paisa. 20.7. So it is expected rate of return. Lastly we can calculate the yield value of shares. So yield value of share is equal to expected rate of return divided by normal rate of return into paid up value of each share. Paid up value of each share. It is important. The value of each share. So ERR we already calculated. It is 20.7 divided by NRR. It is given in the problem. Fair return on investment is 18% into paid up value of each share. See the balance sheet liability side. It is given equity shares of rupees 10 each. So 10 each. So 10 rupees is the paid up value. So we get 11 rupees 50 paisa. So under yield value, the value of share is 11 rupees 50 paisa. And if you see the intrinsic value of the shares under net asset method, the same value of share is 14 rupees 25 paisa. So this solution is over. Thank you.